Get you through your day. Winning victory through Christ. N-E-O-P. WBTC. Reaching the world with positivity. Music to get you through your day.
The following program contains views that are not those of WVTC, iNetworks Communications, their subsidiaries, affiliates, or financial supporters.
Good morning, and welcome to Oils Behind Closed Door, where doTERRA is presenting you some valuable information about our essential oils. And this year, our theme is the power to be in 2023. We are called For Visions for Oils, and my name is Brenda Maxine.
I'm Janetta Gamer.
And we also have Ruth Conwell and Regina Rucker that are not here with us today. So we're going to share some great information with you as we close out a Black History Month. So as we go to our next slide, we want to
have our disclaimer.
We want to have our disclaimer. So let's go to our next slide.
Okay, and the disclaimer: this information shared here today is not meant for diagnosis or treatment. This presentation is meant to provide you with information for your review and consideration. Please feel free to share this information with your healthcare provider. And of course, if you have any questions of us, feel free to contact us at the email below, forvisions4oils@gmail.com. Thank you.
Okay, so as we go to our next one, we always want to start off with sharing some scriptures with you. And the first one is Genesis 1:29, which we always share with you. Then God said, "Behold, I have given you every plant yielding seed that is on the surface of all the earth, and every tree which the fruit yielding seed, it shall be food for you." And our next scripture
is, of course, training up the child in the way he should go. And when he is old, he will not depart from it. That's Proverbs 22:6.
And by us reading that scripture, you should know we're dedicating this to our children. So yes, we need good health as well. So we want to start off with the next slide just to show you what doTERRA has done for our kids. They have put together this amazing kids collection of oils.
Yes,
It's
and
awesome.
it's awesome. And what I like about this kit, and as we go forward, we tell it, but it's already diluted with the fractionated coconut oil. And being who I am, sometimes I will grab my kids' oils and use them on me. Okay, I love they have Thinker and Calmer. You know, everything that would be related to a child's needs in this day and age.
Right. And yes, those names are fitting for them. So let's take a look at the first oil on our next slide. We're going to talk about Thinker.
Okay. Thinker, it facilitates the feeling of mental clarity and concentration. Of course, and that sounds like the oil that we want to use before we start our school day.
Yes.
Sounds like the thing to do. Then you would aromatically, you can use it on your forehead and hands and inhale it to help with your sense of clarity. Topically, you want to put it over the heart. That's going to help you with your feelings. You know, kids nowadays, not like when we were growing up, a lot more stress and emotions they're dealing with. And of course, one of the best and favorite place to add it would be to the bottom of your feet to help with that creativity.
Yes, this is a great oil for them to start their day with. So our next one is Calmer. If you change to our next one, Calmer is what we call a restful blend, and it promotes a serene atmosphere, allowing bedtime to be a peaceful and welcome experience. So what we recommend that is sometimes it says you could roll it on to a piece of jewelry or a lava diffuser, but you could also rub it on the postpone of your hand. See, she's got her jewelry with her. Look at there. You could put it on our jewelry because not only is it great for good restful night's sleep, but it's good to also today. Sometimes we just get, or even the kid crying in the back seat of the car. Talk
Yes.
about that. I mean, they need calming down, and this is an oil,
Yes.
great oil. So you could put it on your jewelry, or you could roll it on the back of your neck, and put it on your chest area, and you apply it to your wrist at the end of the day, and that will help you to let go of things that you're worrying about as well. And always, bottom of our feet is a great place
That's
always to
right.
put those oils on, and it will help you get that relaxing sleep. Even when you're on close to hand, you can inhale, breathe, and inhale, and you calm and so it's calm. Now, one,
It, that's a thing. And of course, when we reached a certain age, I guess anywhere between 10 and our early teens,
mhm,
we have those growth spurts. And our kids sound like old people.
yeah,
Our bones hurt, your legs hurt. That's from the growth.
yeah.
So Rescuer, being a soothing blend, would be one of your best oils that you could incorporate into your child's daily use.
So it almost sounds like it could be like for when you talk about those growing pains, it's for any kind of pain issue
Pain,
that
any aching pain,
aching pain.
they may exercise
Yeah.
or working out at rescue and
Mhm.
doing exercises for the first time. So this would be the soothing to help with
Rescue
those
comes to the rescue.
rescue. There you go.
Okay, and our next one is stronger.
Oh,
So
yes.
yes, and that's what we call a protective blend. So it's going to help our kids because as they go out, as they leave home and go out into the school,
Hmm.
they're going to be exposed to many kids, and we don't know what is going on in their little bodies that they can contract colds or
And
flus and stuff. So
yes,
this is strong. We need to protect our kids for those environmental, what we call environmental threats. So you can apply this to the chest and always to the bottom of the feet and our spine. As you notice, foot, chest, and spine. They seem to be the most
be-
popular places to
yes,
um, place those oils. So it's going to promote also inner strength and vitality. And if they have some skin irritation, it's going to help calm those skin irritations and even help clear up unhealthy looking skin. So it is the perfect blend to incorporate in our daily ritual that remind you to be resilient and strong. So
yes,
we need to look at giving our putting our kids on strong
yes,
every day.
yes.
And our next one is
Tamer. Oh man, Tamer. You know how we do. Even the adults,
mhm,
we will eat. Even though you pack that lunch for your little one, they will either give it to somebody else so they can eat something else, which more often is not, it's not going to agree with their stomach. And
exactly.
they already know it's not going to agree with their stomach. So this is a good oil, a very good blend to have. And the kids, they love being able to do for themselves when they're feeling a little not well. They can apply it directly to their tummy.
Yes.
Okay, real easy access, and it also helps with the integration of the thoughts and feelings and experiences
Mhm.
that they may be dealing with throughout the day. So yes, this is an oil I would keep on hand, keep in their book bags.
Oh yeah, because they always eating all kinds of different things that they're not supposed
Supposed
to.
to.
So yes.
Out of
Oh,
sight, out of mind.
there you go. Okay, our next one is brave. Okay, that's what we call our courage blend. So it provides a sense of confidence and reassurance and that. So there's you're exposed to a lot of kids that pick on people, or even if I just have confidence in what I'm
There
doing.
you go.
Yeah,
It may
it's
be the
just
first time that you're doing something, maybe
yeah.
a play,
There you
and you're
go.
on stage.
There you go. So this is a great oil for them to use so they can feel comfortable and say, "Yes, I got this. I can do this."
Yes,
And
that's
this
right.
is going to help them to do that. So you want to roll this on palms, and inhale. Always inhale to energize and activate those senses, and topically with the wrist and the bottom of our feet. There we go again, and it's them manage those feelings of anxiousness, and it's going to give them that positive mood that they need. Now, apply over the heart and up the spine to promote feelings of confidence and courage and belief in oneself. Because we need our kids to not be the follower, to be leaders.
Leaders.
Yeah, so this will give them that encouragement and that confidence they need to go out there and
That's
be
right.
that type of person.
Okay.
Our next one.
Steady. Some of these blends are, they could do some of the same thing.
Mhm.
So we are all individuals, and where one may be a calming blend like calmer,
Mhm.
maybe it doesn't work quite as well
Mhm.
as steady would for a different child.
Yes.
So we got you covered. It's going to help them feel tranquil when they're feeling anxious and nervous. It's going to give them the support of presence, being balanced, and being in harmony, being here
Mhm.
now in the moment.
Yes.
Okay, you can use it, roll it on your forehead and spine again to help focus that mind. What's important right now that you may be dealing with, and again, always the bottom of the feet. Uh, this one, the bottom of the feet, I would do more after a long eventful
Oh yeah.
day or just before
Yes.
bedtime to help again to ground and relax
Yes.
and unwind. If you're like me, I can't go straight to sleep.
Sleep. Oh, that's not an issue for me. I can. I can do that.
No,
Okay, on our next slide, so those are all the oils that we wanted to show you that are kids, but that's what we call our kids collection. And that kids collection covers the mind, the body, and the heart, as you see. And there is categorized, and you want to take a shot of that, you can categorize how different oils, the oils that affect the mind, the ones that are good for the body, and the ones that are good for
for
the
the
heart.
heart.
You could get this amazing kit. Look at those beautiful oils. They are pre-diluted for the kids, and they're great for babies as well. When we talk about kids, they're for babies as well.
Yes,
It comes with little flashcards because as kids, they want to be responsible. We want to make them
be
responsible.
responsible.
This is us training our kids how to live a healthy lifestyle. So these cards that you see there, they're kind of like describing what you're feeling. And if
Yes.
you're feeling that way, it's going to tell you what oil to use. Then you got those little orifice or cap holders that you could attach to those individual bottles,
Mm-hmm.
and they could carry them,
Even
attach them to their
your
book
book
pack,
bag.
book bag.
Mm-hmm.
Or you have that beautiful storage case for them. Now, retail that will cost $153.33, but we don't want you to get them retail.
No.
We want you to get them wholesale, which we can get that for you. That's $115 for that kit.
Yes.
A melon for visions for oils, and we will share with you how to get this amazing kit for your children. And again, for your
For
adults.
adults.
That's right. We can use these kits as well. And aromatically and the ways that we use all these particular oils. So as we go to the next one, we want to show you the safety.
Safety of the oils. You want to always avoid contact with your eyes, ears, and other areas of sensitivity. If by chance you do get one of the oils into your eyes, you want to take fractionated coconut oil and just dilute. And then, as a last case emergency, you don't have fractionated coconut oil, go in your kitchen and get oil, be it
Olive
vegetable
oil,
oil, olive oil. You just want to dilute it with oil.
not
Always
with,
oil, never water,
yes.
because it will only dry within if you use that water. It's going to drive that oil in. Our citrus oils, because of the fact that they are citrus, can cause what they call photosynthesis, which is just a rash, nothing serious, but you don't want.
Mm,
So after you use the citrus oils, it's best to stay out of the sun or cover up those areas for at least 12 hours after use. And of course, always read our labels
yes.
and use the recommended dosage until you have really become familiar and quite comfortable with your oils.
And those are the application methods.
Your application methods, which is aromatically, you can add 3 to 5 drops to your diffuser or place 1 to 2 drops in your hands, rub them together, cup it around your nose, and take a deep breath. 3 to 5 drops in the diffuser or the juice. You can put it on. Topically, we're going to do 1 to 2 drops on the bottom of the feet, the neck, behind your ears, all your focus points.
Mhm.
You want to apply your oil.
Yes.
And those are your application uses
And doTERRA also has a link if you want to learn further how to
to
use your
use
oil
your oil.
safely. We do have a link and the email is at forvisionsforoils@gmail.com and we will share that information with you.
Yes.
Now, we wanted to share with you on the next one, um, which I didn't print it, but I'm just going to share this information with you first, before we talk about that beautiful
Like
charcuterie, we call it charcuterie board.
board.
But before, there is a routine that you can use. In the morning, you could use your brave and your thinker and your stronger in the morning.
Yes.
You want to directly with the brave, use it on your jewelry or put it over your heart. With the thinker, because our kids getting ready to go to school, they need to focus in on what's going on. Put it on the bottom of the feet and on the spine. And they could have it. And if they need it throughout the day, they got their little bottle. They could just rub some on their wrist point or on their over there, and that gives them more encouragement. And then we also have stronger because we need to protect ourselves from the environment and stress. We recommend that you use those three in the morning. Then in the afternoon, steady
Yes.
is one that you can use in the afternoon. Then thinker
Again,
again, and rescuer and tamer. Tamer
after lunch.
after lunch, yeah, yeah, after lunch. That tame down the food that we ate, and then steady in the evening. We calm it, start calming down. Steady, calmer, and stronger because we want to keep our immune system built up,
Yes.
and then tamer again because we done ate again, and we
Yes.
need to calm that stomach down.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yes.
so now we pulled up that uh, beautiful, what we call charcuterie boards. I'm getting in the habit of doing those things. I like it.
Mhm.
So charcuterie boards, we need to train our
Train the kids up on how to eat healthy. If we start them out young with eating fruits and vegetables, make it look good, make it fun. They won't gravitate as
Mhm.
fast towards sugar. I know with growing up, my girlfriend, her
Mhm.
mom was a nurse, and Kay was big on the sweets.
Okay, good.
Okay, because that wasn't what
She had on her plate.
on her plate. Okay, so yes, it does make a difference, and you will develop those habits early.
Right.
That is making me hungry.
Yeah, I know. And we had to have it. And it goes back to birth because I just remember. I'm going way back in the day because for some reason I'm trying to remember why we did it. Cable serve.
That was to make the
Um,
baby's formula. You used it
yeah.
with the carnation milk.
Okay.
Was it carnation milk
I
or
don't even
pet milk?
remember.
One of them.
Yeah. So we were giving our babies, we started them off
All
with
with
sweet
sweet,
sugars.
with sugar.
And that's like introducing them to wrong things. And
Early.
yeah, at an very early stage. So we want to get back to some healthy habits.
Yes.
So we have told you a lot about our kids' oils, and then we want to tell you something about doTERRA so you could understand where doTERRA's mindset is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And today I would like to tell you 3 cool things about our oils, about doTERRA essential oils. The first thing is that they are safe. They're 100% natural and no additives have been added. Okay. No fillers. They're extracted from the plants and we use the stem, the root, leaves, whatever part of that plant is necessary. doTERRA be sure that we get it. Our oils are CPTG graded, which is certified pure, tested because It's third party tested as well as doTERRA tested as
Mhm.
well as
Right.
tested.
Mm.
Our oils are still therapeutic. So I would like to throw the double T in there. And again, they're pure and potent. They're 50% more potent than your herb. Like to cook with my fresh herb, but I find that when I use my basil or
Mhm.
thyme and I'm getting it fresh, if I don't use it within the first 3 days,
Yeah.
it's
Lost potency.
yeah, it's wilted and
Yeah.
not looking
Right.
good. Our oils have an amazing shelf
Yes.
life. Okay, so I do like to cook with my oils, and one of the examples is our peppermint oil. One drop of peppermint oil is equivalent to 28 cups of peppermint tea. That in itself is cost
Yes.
effective. Okay. The next uh, cool thing I want to tell you is that they are effective. Our essential oils are more effective than most of the modern approaches to health uh, problems that we have. If we have a virus, the doctor will tell you to go home, drink plenty of fluids, because the medication they would give is usually water based and oil and water doesn't mix.
Mhm.
Our cell is protected by a oily membrane so that water can't penetrate. Okay. We have a blend, which is good. Think of it as your father, John.
Yes. Love
Okay,
Father
John.
John.
And take it every day, and it will help with that virus. And also any bacteria that would live, bacteria outside the cell, viruses
Yes.
inside the cell. The next third cool thing I want to tell you, which is most important to me, they are affordable. I say that because you go to the doctor, you got to take time off, you lose some money. You're going to travel, you're going to lose money, be it car, bus, whatever. You're going to lose that money. You're going to get a prescription, and that prescription, if it's for bacteria, you're going to have to get another prescription because the doctor gave you something
Right.
that messed your gut up, and now you spent more money. And let's just say you did all that for earache, okay? I'm at home, I have an earache. I will take some lavender and some melaleuca, put a couple of drops in my hand, mix them together, and rub it around the bone of that ear. 12 hours later, I'm feeling fine. And guess what? I haven't left my house, and it only cost me 64 cents.
Amazing.
Okay.
See? Yes. So they are much more cost effective. And I could witness to that as well. So let's talk about those ways again that we can use. And let me just explain because we've told you a lot, even when we were talking about using the kids' oils. So
Yes.
aromatically, let me just tell you how effective it is. Now we have what we call our olfactory nerve, which is right here, just sitting below my glasses, and it runs a big line back to the middle of your head to
Mhm.
what we call the limbic center. And what that does is tells you when you're breathing in something, it tells your brain what to do.
Yes.
So an example of that is if you're having surgery and the doctor puts a mask over you and tell you to breathe in and count backwards, he's uh, putting synthetic compounds into your system.
Hmm.
So when you breathe in that synthetic compound and you count backwards, you automatically told your brain to go to sleep.
Right.
So that's just how powerful your sense of smell is. So whatever you're breathing in is affecting your body. We're breathing in a lot of toxins every day. That's affecting our body.
Yes.
So we want to put something positive. So breathing in the oils, be it that you do it with cupped hands like this over your nose and not getting it in the eyes,
Right.
or you're using a diffuser or a jury, or either just breathing the oils out of
Out
the
of the
bottle,
bottle.
just like
Hmm.
she's doing like she's doing,
On
or
the
I'm trying to do in the picture. Okay, and that only also helps to cleanse the air and then will support our respiratory system. Now, typically we apply it to our skin in so many different places,
Mm.
especially, if you're having aches and pains, you want to apply it where it's effective. Now, again, if you're where appropriate. Now, if you have sensitive skin or you're an older person or an infant, we always want to dilute those oils
Yes.
with some fractionated coconut oil. It doesn't take away, it only adds to it,
Yes.
helps to drive it in further. Now, when we talk about using it topically, we want to, first thing in the morning is anoint your hair, and that's your computer.
Mm.
And we need to wake up our computer and make sure we keep it
Be
functioning
functional.
properly.
Yes.
So by waking up that computer, it is also affecting all our organs and hormones in our body. Now we talked about putting the like the tamer on the tummy. Well,
Mhm.
you can put it around your navel area. Yes,
Mhm. Yeah.
because that is a live organ in our body. Because when we were born, we were attached to our moms. We were nutrients, and nutrients were sent through that and to
Yes.
us, and we were kept alive through that. So it is a live organ. So by putting the oils, you're doing especially great benefits to your tummy area. Now our wrists, we talked about using them on our wrists, those pulse points are touching every part of our body. Our spine, we talked about
Yes.
this, putting it on our spine, which is also an awesome place to put it because our spine connects to every single nervous system and organs in our body. So you're really touching that. Now we also talk about our kids putting it on the bottom of our feet. Did you know our foot is like a roadmap for every single organ in our body? So by
Yes.
placing it on the foot, we're touching every single organ in the body, wherever you do. So, like if you want to touch your heart, it's just a little bit above that fatty part on your big toe to the right or left
Left.
of it.
Right.
And that's your heart. If you want to touch your lung, it's right next to or right underneath your other foot toes. So, it's a roadmap to every single organ. So placing it on your foot is a great place to place the oils. So those are places we could use it topically. Now, internally, we could take these oils, and you can't take the ones kids get internally, but kids could use our other oils
Oil.
as well.
Yes.
So they can take them internally. My grandsons do it all the time. They
Mhm.
they do a protocol for the virus
Okay.
to keep their immune system build up. So what
Yes.
they do is my daughter puts it in a glass. You got to use glass or
Glass.
stainless steel, and you can't use plastic or paper because
Styrofoam
yeah,
or any of that
styrofoam.
else.
Yeah, forget about styrofoam because the oils will leach and onto the chemical properties of those products. And not only that, they burn a hole in them too
Right.
as well. So you can put them in a glass or stainless steel container, small glass, or you can put them in a veggie cap.
Yes.
Now, not all our oils are meant to be digested, but majority of them can, and you would know that by the supplement fact on the back of the bottle. If there is a supplement fact, that means you could take it internally.
Internally. That's
So
correct.
those are the three great ways to
Use
use the
the oil.
oils. Now,
I want to share with you because I know you all want to know how do I get the oils in my home. Well, let me tell you how to get them home. Of course, the first way, which is the most expensive way, is
mhm,
retail. You're in a spa or maybe on a cruise, which I need to do,
mm,
and you'll
yeah,
see the oils. And of course, then you can purchase them there. Nah, that's not the way to go. The other way to purchase the oils would be wholesale. It's like a Costco or a Sam's Club. You have a membership, you get a discount off of your retail prices. With us, it would be 25% off of our retail prices. Now, the best way to buy it, the way Miss Brenda and I like to buy,
yes,
is wholesale with LRP. LRP is Loyalty Rewards Program. And with that, because I order every month and I do at least 100, I get free shipping. Okay. doTERRA loves
yes,
to love on us. So if Miss Brenda purchases, and maybe she does a little bit more, doTERRA will send her what we call the product of the month.
yeah,
So usually it's a oil. And I love those because now I'm getting oils that I normally wouldn't order.
that's true.
Okay. And this way I can get to use them and learn more about it.
Yes,
But we will tell you more about the LRP. Just contact us at provisionsforoils@gmail.com. Now, we will also ask you to help us help you. Maybe you are interested and you would like to share this information with some of your friends. We would love for you to host a class for us, be it Zoom or we could work it out and come to you. Of course, we would give you a little gift
Yes.
of hosting this class. Again, contact us at fourvisions4oils@gmail.com to get you started.
Yes. And so now let me just share with you why we chose doTERRA, to be food and medicine, and
Yes.
not only that, as a business. Now, doTERRA is the largest oil company in the world, and they are tested and the most trusted oils in the market. They're used by doctors and they are in hospitals. We have our upline Queen McBride, who was a nurse at Vanderbilt Hospital, who
Yes.
was instrumental in getting the wild orange into that hospital emergency room for a study. And it took depression down from 60% to 6% with that wild
Mm.
orange. That was an awesome study. And in some places, even more, 3%. And if you're interested in knowing about that and learning more, email us at visions for oils at Gmail. There it was, there's a YouTube
Two.
link
Yes.
done by Fox,
Hmm. Yes.
and that shows that study, and you can find out more about that. So that just shows you they are used by doctors and in hospitals, and that we have doctors on our team. Ethically and sustainably sourced. So our owners make sure that these products are sourced from the areas where they're supposed to be sourced, not grown in our backyard because we're not going to get the best medicinal quality that we're looking for in our oils. And
Correct.
they work directly with farmers because they work with the smaller farmers.
Hmm.
We help them, they help us. These are small farmers in poor countries, and they need things. They need housing, better water, so many different things they need, and we help to supply that for them uh, by doing working
Correct.
directly with them. Now they're also in 120 markets around the world. That just show you how awesome this oil is. It's not just here in the States, it's around the
Exactly.
world. And if you choose to do business with doTERRA, they have the best amazing compensation plans. And they have a high retention rate of people that do the business
Hmm.
because doTERRA cares about more about the product, not about the business. So even if you decide you don't want to do the business anymore, most often people stick with the product. I do because it's gotten me off four medications,
Exactly.
pharmaceutical medications.
Hmm.
Yes, I'm sticking with this product. And it's a privately owned company, and they have this incredible ownership team of 7 people. And guess what? They're debt free with no outside funding. That speaks volumes to me. So
Yes.
this is why I chose doTERRA and I stick with doTERRA. So as we go, finish climaxing with Black History Month, and we talking about our children. We want to share with you some information, some Black history information about children around here in the U.S. that have been so instrumental in making pathways for us today.
Our
So
past and our future.
our past and our future. So we want to start off first. If you could pull up for us, Miss oh, this is not Rosa
All
Parks.
right.
It's
This is
Claudette.
right. This is Claudette Colvin. Now, everybody knows all about Rosa Parks, but
Mhm.
Claudette Colvin was only 15 years old. We're talking children, 15 years old, and she refused to get up out of her seat for a white person before Rosa Parks did this. And of course, back then, we were very much conscious of our image, of how we want to be portrayed. So Claudette unfortunately didn't fit that pattern. She was of a darker skin. She was a 15-year-old girl, which really wouldn't have made a difference. But due to her circumstance, she didn't have the best home life. She ended up pregnant. So they did not look at her at that time as a poster child for helping with integrating our school system. And Rosa Parks ended up with that position, one, because She also was the secretary for NAACP at that time when they were looking to integrate the schools and our bus system. I'm talking schools, but this was our bus system when they were trying to get that segregation going. But yes, Claudette Colvin is she was our first
Yes,
to
someone we
refuse
need
to
to
give
know.
up that seat
Yes. Oh,
and a teenager. And this is what I wanted to get to. We have young people in the past, and we're going to tell you some more that helped us. We are where we are today because
yes,
of them. We're standing
yes,
on their backs.
yes,
And I'm also going to share with you our future, some present young Black people that we need to keep on our radar.
yes. So this will show you where she's at today. We have a picture of Claudette from her past
Past,
and where she's at today.
today.
Okay. Our next one is Ruby
Ruby
Bridges.
Bridges.
So Ruby Bridges was at 6 years old when she advanced the cause of civil rights in November of 1960. She became the first African American student to integrate an elementary school in the South. Okay, so she was born in the year of 1954, and she's the oldest of five children. And her parents moved the family to New Orleans, Louisiana, in search of a better opportunity for her in school. And what was interesting, it was just right at the time the U.S. Supreme Court's landmark ruling on Brown versus Wade of education in Topeka, Kansas, which ended segregation in the public schools. But need you to know that Ruby and her mother were escorted by four federal marshals to school every day for a year. So they walked past crowds screaming vicious slurs at them.
Yeah.
And undetermined, she later said she only became frightened when she saw a woman holding a black baby doll in a coffin.
Oh wow,
That's
that's sad.
yeah.
And Ruby is the one where it was just one school teacher that made up her mind
Okay.
to teach Ruby because that first year she was not allowed to sit in the classroom
Mhm.
with the other kids. So this teacher, they would eat lunch, they recessed, did everything together. And I think she still keeps in contact with that teacher if that teacher is alive.
Yes. Okay, so that is Ruby. Thank you, Ruby.
Yes, thank you, Ruby.
Okay, so next we're going to talk about something that's really interesting. And
Yes.
we're going to point this out.
Okay, we have here what they call the Little Rock Nine. There was nine teenagers, again, our young people, young Black people, that after a lot of the NAACP went through some extensive process, and they chose these nine students to integrate or segregate um, the Little Rock High School in no, the Little Rock Central High School. That's
Mhm.
in Little Rock, Arkansas. And so, though, out of those nine young Black people, all of them are alive except for one. And we're going to give you a little history on each one and where they, how they went on after Little Rock. And a lot of them went on to continue on with civil work activists, and some of them went into politics and military,
Yes,
media, that are positive influence in our work.
yes. Okay, so the first one is Elizabeth Eckford. And I'm trying to see, you have the information for
Yes.
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth is now 81 years old. She's still alive. And Elizabeth was one of the Little Rock Nine, they were all to meet together to go into the school together. But Elizabeth's family didn't have a phone and plans changed. So she ended up going alone to the school. And she got off the bus a block from the school and she tried to enter the campus. And of course, they turned her away. But she was able to get in the next day. They were able to meet together and walk in. But I can only imagine how terrifying that would be. You're walking alone and you got a bunch of people that don't want you there. I can't even
Yeah,
begin to imagine
yeah.
what's that like. But Elizabeth went on to serve in the U.S. Army for 5 years, and she reenlisted and worked as an information specialist and worked for Fort McClellan, Alabama, and she also wrote uh, the Fort Benjamin Harrison, Indiana newspaper. She's had many jobs, including a waitress, a history teacher, she's welfare worker, unemployment and employment worker. So she's done a lot in
Yeah.
her life, and she's currently working as a probation officer in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Okay. And thank you. And the mini Jean Brown Tricky. Okay. She was one, oh wow. Um, During the 57 and 58 year, they were physically and verbally abused, harassed by their classmates, harassed. So Brown was the first one, though, who got suspended out of the Little Rock Nine and the only one to be expelled from the school. Her
Mhm.
expulsion was the result of an incident that took place on December 17, 1957. And that was while she was walking through a crowded cafeteria during lunch. She was harassed and ended up dropping her lunch tray and spilling chili on two male students. She was suspended from school for 6 days. And following her suspension, when she came back to school, a white student spilled soup on her. Guess what? He was only suspended for 2 days. What a difference.
Okay.
So later in February, a group of girls threw a purse filled with combination locks at Minnie Jean. She responded by calling the girls white trash and was immediately expelled. After her expulsions, students at Central passed a note around which stated one down, eight to
To go.
go. So she was really being harassed. Well, later on in life, Minnie Jean went on to attend Southern Illinois University, where she majored in journalism. She married Roy Trickey. The couple had 6 children before divorcing in the 80s. And in one site in Little Rock for 10 years, um, one of her daughters, I'm sorry, Spirit Trickey, worked for the Little Rock Central High School in Little Rock for 10 years. Okay.
Mhm.
And she lived in Canada for a number of years in the 80s and 90s. And she continued to work and get her master's on social work, a degree on social work. She moved back to America and worked for the Clinton administration
Mhm.
in 1999 through 2001 as the Deputy Assistant Secretary for Workforce Diversity. So Brown Trickery is with in the picture with Governor Dick Snyder, Congressman. So kudos to you,
Yes.
Minnie Jean Brown Trickey. Okay, our next one we want to recognize is Ernest Green.
Ernest Green.
Okay, let's see, Ernest Green.
Okay. Ernest, let's see, he has lots of astounding, prestigious awards given to him by NAACP. He's also was in President Clinton's, no, President Clinton presented him with the nation's highest Civilian War, the Congregational Medal.
Oh, wow. How
Okay,
awesome.
all right, yes. And with Green, he went on to, after graduating Central High, he went on to get his BA in social science and an MA in psychology. And he also served as director for A. Philip Randolph Education from 1966 to 1967.
All right.
And even at an early age, he was an active member of the community. He regularly attended church and was involved in Boy Scouts and became the Eagle Scout, which is pretty
Hey,
good.
kudos to
You,
you, Mr. Ernest Green. So our next one we want to recognize out of that nine is Thelma
Thelma Mother
Mothershed.
said, okay.
And Thelma Mothershed, she attended Dunbar Junior High School and Horace Mann High School before transferring to Central High. And despite daily tormenting from some white students at Central High, she completed her junior year at the formerly all-white high school during the tumultuous 1957 and 58. Because the city's high schools were closed the following year, Mothershed earned the necessary credits for graduation through correspondence courses and by attending summer school at St. Louis, Missouri. She received her diploma from Central High by mail. Okay, so as she married Fred Ware on December 26, 1965, and the couple has one son. Thelma was also, Ware has also worked at the Juvenile Detention Center of the St. Clair County Jail in the St. Clair County, Illinois, and as an instructor of survival skills for women at American Red Cross Shelter for the homeless. During the 1989 and 90 school year, the East St. Louis chapter of the Top Ladies of Distinction and the early childhood pre-kindergarten staff for District 189 honored her as an outstanding role model. So Melba Matillo, kudos. I'm
No, that
sorry,
was Thelma.
Thelma Mothershed. I'm sorry. Kudos to you.
Yes. Now we're going to talk about Melba Patilio. I hope I'm pronouncing your
Patillo. Patillo?
Patillo,
Patillo.
pronouncing that correctly. Forgive me if I am mispronounced. Uh, Melba was born in 1941 in December in Little Rock, and she grew up with a family knowing the importance of education. Her mother, Lois, was one of the first Black graduates of
Mm,
the University of Arkansas. Okay. And her father worked for the Missouri Pacific Railroad.
okay.
Okay. She had one brother, and he served as a U.S. Marshal in Little Rock. They definitely were into law enforcement.
Wow.
Okay. And during her time at Central High in Little Rock, they were all had their soldier. Each one of them had a soldier assigned to them
Yes.
as a bodyguard. And she remembered that the soldier that was assigned to her told her, never let your enemy know what you are feeling. And she took that soldier's advice and she was able to go on with the rest of her school year, not letting them see you fear. Don't let them see you sweat.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
So kudos to
To
you,
you.
Melba.
And of course, we're not telling everything.
Yeah.
We don't have the time, but all of them I want to say because I mentioned it on one, but all of them got the congressional gold medal
Oh,
at the same time.
praise God.
Yeah,
They
when
deserve
President Clinton presented it,
Mhm.
he presented it to
To
them
each and
as a group. Yes.
Okay. Okay, so the next one out of that nine is Terrence Roberts. He's a management executive psychology professor and Little Rock Nine member. Dr. Terrence James Robert was born on December 3rd, 1941, to William and Margaret G. Roberts. His father worked for the Veterans Administration, and his mother ran a catering service in Little Rock, Arkansas. Roberts attended Dunbar Junior High School in the early 50s and was only 13 when the U.S. Supreme Court issued the Brown versus Wade of education decision to integrate schools. So 2 years later, after an extensive selection process, the Little Rock Nine, with Roberts among them, had them enter Central High School. After the white community rallied in support of segregation, Little Rock Mayor Woodrow Mann asked President Eisenhower to send federal troops to
Mhm.
enforce the integration, and one day later, the president sent the 101st Airborne Division to Little Rock.
Yeah.
Roberts endured conflicts and struggles throughout the 1957 and 58 year school term at Central. The following year, Arkansas Governor Orville Faubus and the state legislation closed the school as an attempt to oppose integration. Wow. As a result, Roberts moved to Los Angeles, California to live with his relatives where he completed his schooling. And he received his BS degree in sociology and then received an MA degree in social welfare from the University of California, Los Angeles in 1970. In 1976, he received his PhD degree in psychology from Southern Illinois University in Carbondale, Illinois. Roberts confronted Governor Faubus on ABC TV's Good Morning American television program in 1979, where he argued that Faubus had violated the public trust in 1955 in Little Rock by pushing his segregationist policies. That's just a little bit on it. So in 1998, this is interesting, Little Rock School District hired Roberts
Hmm.
as the official desegregation consultant. To this day, Robert provides similar services throughout the United States. That is awesome.
That
And
is
the following year, there it is, President Clinton awarded Robertson the Congressional Gold Medal, the
mhm.
country's highest award for civilians. So kudos to you,
Yes.
Terrence Roberts.
Yes. And the next one of the Little Rock is Jefferson Thomas. And yes, if you guessed correctly, his parents named him after Thomas Jefferson. Okay. And of course, he had trials and tribulations at Central High. And the one thing Thomas said was, if Little Rock taught us nothing more, it taught us that problems can make us better, much better. Okay. So he was of the mindset of, what's the guy's name? To fight the good fight. He always said
I
that.
know,
Just passed away.
I know you're talking
And
about
I
bad
think his name, right. Okay. Anyway, Thomas went on to work in government. He helped the government produce films on the Cold War, and it showed the country concerned about American racism and the progress that the United States had made with respect to civil rights. Well, in that sense, he did marry. They moved to Ohio, Columbus, Ohio, with his wife, and um, served as a volunteer mentor in the village to child program co-sponsored by Ohio Dominican University. He was a frequent speaker at numerous high schools, colleges, and universities throughout the country. So that's amazing.
Yes.
And unfortunately, let's see, after more than 27 years as a civil servant, he finally retired
Mhm.
on September 30th, 2004, from the Defense Finance and Accounting Service in Ohio. So all of our people went into government.
Yes.
But unfortunately, Thomas did not. Um, he passed.
He
He's gone. He is the only one of the Little Rock Nine that is not with us today, and he died 2 weeks before his 68th birthday
Oh,
in 20. No, when did he die? I forget. Okay, moving along
okay. Well, kudos to
to
Jefferson Thomas. Jefferson Thomas.
right.
Okay, so our next one is going to be Carlotta Moss.
Last but not
Carlotta
least,
Moss. Um, Carlotta Moss was 14 years. She was the youngest
of the
of
nine.
the nine, Central Nine. Um, she, let's see, what can we say briefly about her? After graduating from Central High in 1960, she studied at Michigan State University for 2 years before moving to Colorado. She enrolled at the University of Northern Colorado and earned her bachelor's degree. Um, and Pierre has documented her journey with Lisa Frazier page in a mighty long way, my journey at justice at Little Rock Central High. She remains active in numerous community organizations in Colorado and serves as the president of the Little Rock Nine Foundation. So kudos to you,
And
Carla.
those are the children of our past.
Well, did we do Gloria?
We didn't do Gloria Ray. Oh,
Gloria
she's the last one of
Mhm.
the nine.
Gloria Ray.
Don't want to exclude anybody.
She deserves her kudos too.
Two. Yes, she
Yes,
does.
you do. Our next is Gloria Ray. Let's see.
You know, I think I left her out of our notes.
Okay, apologize to
To
you
you,
for Gloria
Gloria
Ray.
Ray.
She is one of the nice. Yeah, I didn't see her in my notes
I
either.
see her in my
Yeah.
notes, but know that she is alive, and she too went on to do well in life.
Yes. Yes, she
Okay.
did.
So all of our Little Rock and because of them, we are where we are in school today.
Yes.
Okay, although we still need lots of work. But let's talk about the future.
Okay.
We're gonna be
We
quick.
go to the next slide here. We'll be quick about our future.
Okay, in the arts, we have young black people that are paving the way. We have the Marley Dias, Quail Lemons, and Amanda Gorman. They're in the arts, and the youngest one is 16, and the oldest is 23.
And
So,
your Grace Moore.
oh, I'm sorry, and Grace Moore. She's the youngest.
Yeah.
And she is a composer, the youngest composer for the New York
Philharmonic.
Philharmonic
Awesome.
Orchestra.
Isn't that awesome?
That's awesome.
So these are all in the arts. And so the next one is sports. We got Nicholas Jackson, who's bull riding in Byfield. Quentin Byfield, he was drafted as a player in NHL hockey. Lamb, 16, he campaigned to change the name of their high school. And Najee of 12, 14 for the national rule change to allow students at least to compete wearing high jumps.
And our young up and coming in
And
the
that's
politics
the
and
politics.
protest, you have
And next slide with the politics.
Alea Eastman, who's 19. She's leading the movement for gun reform, and that centers around Black lives. Shantae Davis, 17, urging our lawmakers to take notice of our climate. We have young Black activists that are working in the global Black Lives Matter, not through weapons that come in and try to hijack. And we also have our young Black people in Georgia that went out and helped. What's her name?
I don't remember her name, but
with recruiting our voters.
yes. Okay, and then our next one is our science and tech, and we won't name them because we're running out of, well, we just mentioned that it's got Peyton, Taylor, William, all these young people are doing amazing things in the science and tech field. So these are young people that are doing things for you.
And take a picture and keep these names on your radar.
Yes,
They are up and coming.
yes. And as we go to our closing,
We want to let you know your health is an investment, not an expense, but you can turn it into an expense if you don't take care of yourself.
that's right.
Okay, and our final scripture for today is, for where your treasure is, then your heart will be also. And that is Matthew 6:21.
So again, thank you for sharing with us. And as we climax to close out Black History, we hope we share some great information. And we are
Boys behind closed doors.
have a blessed day.
Views made on the preceding program are not those of WVTC Radio, iNetworks Communications, or their financial supporters.
Winning victory through Christ. WVTC Allsip Chicago and iNetwork.